How are you guys doing today? My name is Anima and today we have another post-commentated Pokemon ORAS Wi-Fi battle to whet your appetite. Yes, this time against Parker. Thank you so much for your support on the channel, Parker. Thank you for appearing on the channel today. So yes, this is an OU tier match. We'll be delving into other tiers sometime soon. I just kind of play in every tier, to be honest. I just don't really like UU that much, but I've been playing in UU, and it's not that bad. It's just quite bulky, a little bit too bulky for my tastes. But you know, it's okay. I want to get good at it. I want to get good, you know what I'm saying? So, we're in OU, and I really like this team. It's been doing very, very well for me. I think it's really fun and good, and I like it very much. Anyway, guys. Let's hit play! There'll be a question of the day at the end of the video. Gonna remind you that the like button exists, but make your decisions at the end of the video after watching, of course, or you can be a complete rebel and like the video right now. I obviously won't complain, but are you cool enough to do that? Are you enough of a rebel? Are you ready for the pressure? I don't know. You don't have to be that cool to do it. I would just appreciate that. Anyway, let's hit play and see precisely what I saw at the time. So Parker is going to issue that challenge and I'm going to lead with Blister because I thought that it was a good lead because I saw the Espeon and I was afraid of that. I thought that I would be able to go for a bug bite on it. I might have thought that it was going to set up screens because Espeons like to do that. Lead, screen, Espeon, they do like to do that shit. So that's why I led with my Caesar. But the worst case scenario is my opponent led with the Manectric, so I switched into my Hippowdon, actually expecting a Volt switch, expecting me to switch, and I know that I can take a Hidden Power Ice because I'm lethal. But no, my opponent does just go for the safe Flamethrower, and this Hidden Power Ice is going to sting, but I decide to go for the Slack Off. I know from previous experience that Flossie can live Hidden Power Ices from Manectrics, and this thing is going to take damage from the Sandstorm anyway, so he is actually going to hard switch out, of course, because he's looking at a ground type, and goes into Mandibuzz as I went for the EQ. So not really the best start for me, but I haven't lost too much from it. My opponent is going to go for the knockoff and get rid of my Rocky Helmet. God damn it, it just happens. It just always happens. But we are going to get a Toxic on this Mandibuzz, and we've killed a Mandibuzz with this team before, so I know easily enough we can dispatch this thing as long as we keep our head in the game. So expecting a Toxic to come back to the Mandibuzz, I do switch out into Ariamis as my opponent actually goes for the Foul Play. So I was like, okay, well, that's alright. I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks here. Because, I mean, I can force this thing to defog if that's the case. Oh wait, no. I believe I didn't. I went for the Ice Beam here and my opponent roosted. So that was like, well, shit. But you know, because of the poison and so on, it's gonna be relatively similar-ish HP range, so that's alright. I am gonna go for the Stealth Rocks now because I was fearing the Espeon coming in. I really was fearing the Espeon come in, but I thought he's not gonna switch it out and let it take damage. So not when he's not completely sure, not when he's not 100% sure that it's on Napoleon or Hippowdon. So I am able to get my rocks up, which is really, really nice. So this thing goes to the Power Punch, and that was the last move I expected it to have. Really, I was like, what? I really wish I could have had the lives to show you guys because they were really good. So he's going to go for the +1 knockoff. That is going to kill me. And this thing is sitting here bouncing around happily. Power Punch is interesting. I feel like this is Assault Vest to Zoom Roll. So I'm going to scare this thing out with my Caesar, obviously. And he's going to be forced into the Manectric to try and, you know, lower my attack and all that stuff and resist my Bullet Punch. It's still going to do a decent amount of damage, all things considered, so I'm pretty happy. I decided to go into Esmeralda because I can take a Flamethrower, I can take whatever this thing wants to go for, and I'm going to be chill with that. He's actually going to hard switch, fearing the Mark Punch, and goes out into Star Fox, the Espeon, as I do believe I went straight for the Drain Punch. I could have gone for the knockoff, but I wanted to see if my opponent just wanted to try going for T-Ball, you know, I wanted to see if they wanted to try doing that. So either way, this Drain Punch does a lot of damage because it was a crit, so I got very lucky there, and I'm going to go right into Blister, anticipating the Psychic type move. I know I can basically kill this thing no matter what, so it's totally fine. The Star Fox is going to get scared out into my opponent's own Caesar as I actually just went straight for the Bullet Punch. It's pretty much the main thing that I do with Blister, really. I just like to punch stuff. I do have a present on my Blister for opposing Conkeldurr, and you can guess precisely what that is. Pardon me, I just really want to use it. And I don't always carry it. I just realised I was afraid of Conkeldurr on this team. So I have Aerial Ace. It's great. So there's the knockoff. It actually almost one-shots Conkeldurr. It's crazy. So there's the knockoff. I didn't really like that very much, but I am just going to go for the Slack Off just to make sure Flossie's nice and healthy so he can continue to take hits from the Caesar, which is a threat. I know how much of a threat that thing is. But this thing is here, and I'm really upset that it's here because I thought this is like a free defog for my opponent, or a free, like, roost or whatever. So I went right into Agidine to get the chance to get my Mega Evolution off, basically, because I knew this thing would be stuck here and I'd be able to fire off a very powerful Fire Blast at whatever I wanted. So I am going to Mega Evolve, and flap my wings around, and it's very nice and dandy, and get the drought, get the sun going up. Don't know how he summons the sun, but he just does. And I managed to land my Fire Blast, and that is going to destroy Mandibuzz. Fire Blast, Charizard Y, into sun. Oh my god, stay away, make it stop. So he's going to go into the Manectric. It's the only thing that can really scare my Charizard. And I am going to get spooked out and go right into Esmeralda, because I know I can take anything this thing does. Volt Switch, it's alright. 2 T-Bolts, you know, it's not even a 2-hit KO with T-Bolts, so I thought I can take it if he does decide to go for the T-Bolt. That would, you know, be alright. So he's going to Volt Switch and get the superior matchup going into Florges. I really wasn't happy with this thing. I don't like Florges. No, I love Florges, just hate battling it, as does everybody. So I went into my Charizard because I know I can take a Moonblast, and Charizard's got decent special defense. So I do take that pretty damn well. And this thing is here. I do go for the Fire Blast just because I want to see how much damage it does. And it does over half. It does over half. It does over half. I didn't switch right into my Caesar because I wanted to scout for Hidden Power Fire potentially, if that was a thing. But I know that he's forced to protect. So I do go into Blister now, as my opponent is forced to protect, and the Sunlight is going to fade. So this thing is going to go back to full, or pretty much full after lefties, and I'm just going to go for, you guessed it, I'm going to go for Bullet Punch! Yay! I love it. Fucking love it. So Star Fox is going to come out and get punched. Poor Espeon didn't really get to do anything, but I do believe the crit from Runio didn't really matter, just because Bullet Punch destroys it anyway. So yeah, out comes Manectric, and I don't want to take a hit from this thing, I really don't. So I am actually just going to switch out, go right into the Flossmaster, anticipating a Volt Switch or something like that. But no, my opponent is going to go for the safe Flamethrower once again, and I don't think I can live a Hidden Power Ice at this range. But I'm just going to stay in and just hope and pray. Just pray and hope and hope and pray. Well, I thought to myself, well, I do have Charizard who can take hits from Caesar, and I have means to kill the Florges, it's okay. So I'm just going to go into Esmeralda here, as my opponent does go for the Volt Switch and goes into Caesar. I went for the Drain Punch. I went straight for the Drain Punch. I think my opponent predicted the Poison Jab, which is why they went into Caesar, but I just wanted to get my health back, man. I don't carry Drain Punch. I mean, I don't carry Drain Punch, she says, using Drain Punch. I don't carry Poison Jab. It's just a normal Conkeldurr. Standard, pretty much. But yeah, no, Florges is now free to come in. I'm a bit worried about Esmeralda because we're on low health, but at the same time, the Manectric is now at the point where anything can kill it. Any of my priority will kill it. So my opponent is going to go for the Wish. At this point, I'm pretty confident that they don't have Hidden Power Fire. So I'm going to go straight into Blister and going to scare this thing to death. We're going to go for that Choice Banded Bullet Punch, and it's going to kill Florges. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Maybe if it was max defense, it might have been able to live. I don't really know, though. It's a bit crazy. Anyway, out comes Azumarill, and I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch once again. That's going to take out the Azumarill. Blister is the king of cleanup. I love this thing. It is the best Pokemon. I don't know about the best, but it's pretty fucking good, you know? So there's the Intimidate. It's going to be useless, as we're going to kill this thing with the Bullet Punch. And that, my dear friends, my young Padawans, my Jedi Masters, is going to be the game. So thank you so much for the game, Parker. Thank you for the challenge. Your presence is very much appreciated on the channel. Your support is always appreciated, as is the support of all of you who decide to come and try and challenge me and all that stuff. I really do appreciate you guys actually doing that. Don't be afraid of me. Don't. I make stupid plays all the time, make mistakes, blah blah. Please don't be afraid of me. I only say that not because I think I'm so good, but because I've heard of a reputation, and I don't. It's a bit strange. I think it's quite funny. It's very odd. It's pretty funny though. I didn't expect to get that kind of rep. Anyway, lads, lords, ladies, everybody in between. I do hope that you enjoyed today's battle. Today's question of the day is: what kind of toys did you play with as a kid? Don't have a filthy mind about it, because I know someone's gonna go, toys. Yeah, I played with pretty much boys' toys. I didn't like Barbies that much. My mum was really cool about it though. She just bought me boys' toys all the time. I liked Power Rangers a lot. I had Power Ranger toys. I had a green Power Ranger toy from the Power Rangers Turbo season. And I liked him a lot. His arm kept falling off though. It was really disturbing. I really liked, I had a Power Rangers Megazord. Fuck, it was so cool. That was from the, what was it? They were animals, but they were like... Did you see the Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze? They were the ones from that. So the crane, the bear, the wolf, the ape, the frog, those ones... Man, they were very, very cool. I liked the Power Rangers a lot. I also played with, let's see, lots of animals, sorts of animals, animal toys. I liked stuffed animals, but also like hard animals. I liked, I had this probably dangerous plastic lion that you could probably kill somebody with. It's really heavy. But I loved it to death. Also a little Simba who had like a button on his back. Won him at bingo. Or maybe my mum won him for me actually. My mum did so much for me as a kid. She really did. So you press the button on his back and he does this. Loved it. And the little Simba like plushie, you could put your hand under his head. Sounds weird. Like a puppet. Sounds bad. Full body though. But you could do that and put your hand like in his mouth and make him talk like a puppet. And if you squeezed it together, you press a button and he'd roar. Fucking A. Toys, man. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And... I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!